This case study is about Washington, D.C.'s. On September 11, 2001, the capital of the USA, Washington, D.C., was the subject of a major terrorist attack on one of its most prestigious and historic. Following 9/11, America initiated widespread securitization of key buildings, which prioritized the security of buildings over social, economic, aesthetic, or transportation considerations. These methods have been widely criticized as intensifying public insecurity and fear. The Design and Security Plan seeks to address these knee-jerk reactions of hypersecuritization arising from September 11 by balancing the pursuit of innovative technology and design solutions aimed at safeguarding the city's citizens, national buildings, monuments, and civic spaces, while maintaining the city's key values of accessibility, openness, and civic beauty. The Design and Security Plan outlines 6 key goals which underpin all of the measures outlined in the plan. As you can see, these goals are focused on finding a balance between perimeter security and ensuring and enhancing streetscape and public space amenity. The Design and Security Plan provides a number of design solutions for building perimeter security. To consider the appropriate design solution for the subject area of building, the plan requires a risk analysis to be undertaken, which identifies the security threat and the level of protection required. Following this risk assessment, a protection level will be assigned to the area or building. This status will be based on a number of factors such as symbolic importance, critical nature of operations, consequences. The Design and Security Plan then specifies a number of streetscape design solutions that are referable to the level of risk to the area or building. These design solutions include streetscape elements that also incorporate security components, for example, walls and fences, planters, bollards, and hardened street furniture such as light posts and seatings. These design solutions must respond to the contextual area and reflect the area's planning, urban design character, and security requirements. The objective of the street design solutions is to use streetscape elements for a dual purpose, being amenities to the area, but also as a physical building perimeter security. The use of these solutions for this dual purpose ensures cost effectiveness. There has been much positive commentary on the alternative security measures that arise from the Design and Security Plan. However, it is still clear that these design solutions have not completely overtaken traditional fortification methods used to protect some major heritage buildings. The difference between the two methods are outlined on the above slide. A survey was undertaken which demonstrates the negative impact that fortification infrastructure has on the public. A survey of attendees at the National Independence Day celebration at the National Mall in Washington, which draws between 500,000 to 1 million people annually, showed the general discontent with the highly visible security and fortification infrastructure used. There were many comments about the desire to improve the aesthetic appeal of permanent and temporary barriers. There are also expressions of annoyance and anger. The attendees stated that they saw the barriers as not only unattractive but unacceptable. The surveys drew the conclusion that the obviously did not feel at risk of a major terrorist attack, and that even if one should occur, the measures in place would do little to stop the threat. The study is demonstrative of the negative impact that hypersecuritization and the City of Sydney should consider the case study of Washington when considering how it wants to implement securitization methods. Sydney and Washington are similar in many ways, as demonstrated on the following slide. Sydney and Washington have similar race demographics. Sydney and Washington both have similar age demographics. Both cities have a high percentage of the population being under years old. Sydney and Washington both have extremely unequal distributions of wealth, with a high proportion of extremely low-income earners and a high proportion of extremely high-income earners. There are also many similarities between the respective cities' aspirations. Sydney 2030 represents Sydney's goals about the type of city it wants to be by 2030. These are similar to Washington, D.C.'s aspirations. Sydney wants to remain Australia's global city and wants to continue to be strong vocal points for community life and encourage a sense of belonging. The Sydney 2030 snapshot focuses on the importance of festivals and events in Sydney, noting that it hosts some world-famous events and the importance of these events to the local economy. To reach these goals, Sydney must implement counter-terrorism measures. Washington's Design and Security Plan demonstrates the ability of a city's planning framework to implement appropriate risk assessments and also implement coordinated design and security measures to address and mitigate risk in public open spaces.